Guys, Serie B this weekend on DCTV. We've got 3 live matches for you, so make sure you go and download that now for iOS and Android. The first one, Friday night, it is the night kickoff. Reggiana are struggling now in 18th, up against Cremonese in 4th. Reggiana were leading against Sassuolo. Dan, 5-1 loss there.
Yeah, well, those first 5 minutes were as good as you got for them.
Vergara, nice finish.
It was. They desperately need, goes without saying, they desperately need points. Tough game against Cremonese. I mean, Cremonese are 4th, but they just rescued a point against Cittadella the weekend, 2-0 down, got back to 2-2. They're another team that they are sort of stumbling their way into the playoffs if they make it. Can't really call this Reggiana. That they've got to start winning.
They need points. They've got 32 points.
Yeah, they've got to start winning games.
Cremonese is up with a chance of maybe catching Spezia if things go their way. 49 points for Cremonese.
Spezia do play Sampdoria this weekend, so I think that's a 3 point in the bank.
Yeah, well, their current form. Sorry, you got the shirt on there, Emmett.
Yeah.
So thoughts on Cremonese? Do you think they've got any chance of making the top 3?
I don't know. As Dan said, their form in autumn and winter, they were very consistent, but I feel like as we've got into the spring and as we near the business end, they're starting to stumble. So I don't think they'll catch Spezia for 3rd. I think they will finish 4th, maybe even 5th, depending on how the chase impact do.
Yeah.
So they're showing serious signs of inconsistency. So as Dan said, this is a difficult game to call in terms of a winner, but Reggiana need the points.
Yeah, Cittadella were leading Cremonese. They came back, got the 2-2, so that's a point in the bag for them. Probably expected to lose from that position. Yeah. Let's see how they go under Stroppa is the coach there. So,
second stint this season.
Second stint, yeah. So a bit of turmoil there, but they look like they're on track at least to cement themselves in a home final situation if they can get that deep in the run. Next game, Frosinone Cosenza. Now this is 12th against 20th. And Frosinone in a really good run of form, 7 games undefeated, 4 wins on the trot. We saw what they did. They dismantled Sampdoria last weekend, and it was at the Luigi Ferraris Stadium, Emmett. They were good.
Yeah.
Some nice goals lately from Kvernadze and Gigemis, the French. So, look, Frosinone 6 points away from the top 8. Any chance?
I mean, you would nearly laugh at that statement, but considering their run of form, nothing is impossible. They get another 2 consecutive wins, and the teams above them all draw or struggle.
7 games left, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely possible. And Serie B is that competitive of a league where you put a run of form together, you can go up the table very fast.
Very good form for them, and they were where Cosenza was.
Yeah.
Well, where they are now. Cosenza dead last. Any chance of them making it out of the drop zone? They've got to get over the top of Reggiana, the likes of Südtirol, Sampdoria.
The teams above them are all struggling, but I think the gap is just too big for them to survive. If it wasn't for those 4 points deduction that they got earlier this season, they will be with a chance. But I think now they're too far gone. And also the fact that they get a player sent off seemingly every other week doesn't really help their chances, does it?
Well, for those that don't know, Frosinone have one of the newest stadiums in Italy, so the big boost for them. And they're going to pack that out this week. So we'll see how they go. Frosinone Cosenza, Saturday's game. Next game, Sunday, it's the blockbuster Sunday afternoon kickoff. Palermo in 7th. They've had a win again. So good to see them back. A little bit of turmoil with Dionisi. A bit of trepidation, we'll say, down in Sicily. Yeah. But Sassuolo flying. Easy win over Reggiana. 5-1 in the derby. Dan, how do you see this?
It's a tough one, this, because Sassuolo are pretty much over the line, and we've been saying this for weeks. But I don't think that they're going to take their foot off the gas, and that might be bad news for Palermo, because the win that they had over the weekend was massive for them, winning 2-1 away in Salerno.
Lovely goal from Brunori.
Yeah,
curls
brilliant.
Into the front corner. Was it a cross or was it a shot?
I think he meant it.
It's a George Hagi, 94.
Poggio Paolo now has got 5 in 7 since signing from Venezia.
Great signing he's been.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I do think that it was quite concerning, though, to hear Dionisi saying that we are still trying to figure out our identity. There's 7 games left in the season. It's
maybe the identity with Poyampalo signing. That's
maybe. I mean, he did say that they need to accept that they are a working class team, and that will suit them. Their approach will suit them a lot more than trying to sort of take the games to their opponents. But no, listen, they've got they've got to put a couple of they've got to put a run of wins together. I think Palermo have won 2 consecutive games only once this season.
Yeah,
and
that's their first win in 3.
Yeah.
They are the 12th best home team, so
Yeah,
not the
and
worst.
But the pressure is. I mean, you know,
It is the pressure.
we went to watch them at home this season. The
Yeah.
pressure is like it's probably the highest there in any other club in Serie B. You know, it's been 8 years now since we're in Serie A. A lot of investment from City Football Group going in.
High-profile club, yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
they need a win, and you know, Sassuolo have been dominant, but you know, they drop.
will they
points.
rest players?
Nah, I can't see
Will
it.
Domenico Berardi, Euro champion, get a stint? He'll probably start as usual. I guess it is the narrative of former Palermo player that's now Sassuolo coach Fabio Grosso,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also
former
Dionisi.
Sassuolo manager who's now
Yeah.
in charge
So
of Palermo. Yeah,
there's
A lot of history there.
little bit of
between-
drama there.
Yeah.
So make sure you go and see that. Is this Sunday, the afternoon kickoff on Destination Calcio TV, or watch it at tv.destinationcalcio.com.